Today my guest is Maksim Mershiev, who is a co-founder of Avare Biotech. This is a company that works in the field of animal reproduction. But don't be fooled, we had a lot of fun during this discussion that also involved sexy camels and, well, life. Hi, Max. Thank you for being here.
I agree with you. Thank you for inviting.
Perfect. So let's start with a short introduction. Could you please introduce yourself and tell our audience what your company is doing?
Quite specific things. Yeah, my name is Maksim Mershiev. I'm co-founder of Avare Biotech, and a Dubai-based company where we collect and utilize animal reproduction data for profit-driven decision for farmers. So the mission itself is to actually unite all farmers in one place, in one platform. And so they would be able to get an access to a specific biomaterial they need to get the best offspring. Simply saying, as for now, like we check animal semen quality with our app.
Yes, this is exactly USP, unique selling proposition. I've actually other companies that are doing something like that in the world.
Not the way we approach it, not like a database stuff, but there are like a couple of giants from the US and Germany, I guess. Yes, I believe. But they do a lot. And in terms of animal reproductions, very great product, like a biochips, special cryoprotectors or cryomedia. So even syringes, all of this, even gloves, but that's not us. It's all about IT. It's all about data. So there are a few solutions that can check semen quality on premises, very different.
But how big in general is this problem of animal reproduction?
And it's quite actually big. You will be surprised that it's actually like a animal reproduction or animal breeding market. Is evaluated at $6 billion US. And not in this number itself doesn't speak a lot, but the growth is like a 12% per year. Unfortunately, the tendency of the fertility rate, both for human being and for animals, goes down.
Really?
Unfortunately.
For animals as well?
Yeah. Yep,
Seriously?
Yep. I mean, for instance, it's an official report of WWF, but for the past 70% of the species have gone. For different reasons, but this tendency, which is like this kind of line, is actually similar, for both for humans and for animals. The same problem.
But isn't it because of industrialization?
It sounds like
the crops, like crops and plants are also dying out, but it happens because we industrialize the production and we are just growing instead of, 50 varieties of crop, we're just growing 5. So all the rest just dies out. And that's actually a huge problem that affects our health and nature as well.
Sounds like you've done some research. Very well.
I'm just a nerd.
Homework. Yes, it is. It's one of the reasons. And many more for that. But yes, in general.
So then my question is, I know that you are actually headquartered in Dubai. So as your flagship animal, you've chosen a sexy camel.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Here.
Yeah. So I wonder, can you use your model? I guess that you have like an AI model for other species. Is it possible? Or you need to retrain everything?
That's a good question. That's what we checked last week. And being a Dubai-based company, being in the middle of the desert, basically, not outside of downtown. Yeah. When you look around, the choice was obvious for us. It's camels, and camels itself are amazing creatures. They are I call them animal aliens.
Why?
For many reasons. And the reproduction way is different. However, for instance, they can adjust their temperature within a 4 or 5 degrees range, because they have erythrocytes, not round, but oval form, no form. So the hump we see, it's actually fat, and yes, definitely, they can survive for more than 2 months without water directly. I don't know. For racing camels, the top speed is about 60 to 70. It's quite fast, and we have seen it a lot. And
especially when it's racing towards you, it should be quite scary.
Yes, exactly. 60. we partnered like with the Biochemical Reproduction Center. And there is a scientific director. This is Dr. Lulu. And she has spent more than 33 years just dedicated almost all like her life to find out and to clarify many question marks in terms of like a camel reproduction. Can you imagine? It's just 33 years and she's like opinion leader and she taught us a lot. Actually, the first meeting, that was a nice story. The first meeting, like we had the first meeting with Dr. Lulu and Brandon. He was an embryologist by that time in this center in the office. Okay. October of 2023. And then like in 2 weeks, she said, okay, you can come to the center, to the lab to see what's going on there. Like, so let's, maybe you will not like it. And the first picture I saw was a picture when like Brandon, his left hand, was inside a female camel. And at the same
which
time,
side of a camel? I'm sorry.
Yes, like so. Left hand was inside the female camel, but right hand, he was like of course, like he was doing like a scanning.
He was wanking,
and he was like at some point, yeah, he dropped the device, and he was like, "Hey, Max," like he tried like to shake.
Can you hold
He tried
it?
yes, no. He tried to shake my hand, and he was like left his here and like let's go. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's something fundamental. I like this.
What I'm doing here?
Yeah. It was like a shock. I mean, the second, what you forgot there? Like, is there any like other spot to keep your keys or something? And yeah, I mean, I liked the Brandon. I like the facility, and I understood how fundamental this science is. Like, it's actually like they done scanning like for that day for almost like 50 females, and that the process actually was like 50 females if they're ready like together the embryos or even like semen. So that was like the story like till the rest of my life. I mean, I enjoyed like and answering your question, the second half of your question, why camels? They are lovely. I mean, definitely lovely. Kind of like scary at the first glance, but absolutely adorable. And answering your second question, yes, that the point is we actually till last week we thought that the retrain the model to new species will take some time, like approximately we are saying that it will take like 14 days because it's like a new species, new biomaterial, like a new size actually of semen. However, last week in Fujita Genetic Center, we actually successfully tested our software, which is called MAKSA, like a mobile assisted key semen analysis. This is just coincidence. There is like nothing from my side, but it is what it is. And from the first touch, we've got 80% efficiency. And we said like, okay, 80, quite good. Not like a brilliant, but like without any retraining and like however, in 5 minutes, our CTO did his magic inside the model in the algorithm. Bam. And the second test show us like a 98% precision compared with manual assessment. And I was so happy because I was like fighting with the guys with the team saying, a startup, it's not possible like to spend 14 days. I understand like how what the like a technological core, and we spent like 2 years almost like to develop it. And I was so happy. The happiest person on earth when I understood that to retrain and to get the high accuracy, it will take not 14 days. For to camels, to cattle or to bovine semen, it took 5 minutes, and it will take the same or slightly more for another species. And actually, there are 2 projects ongoing for sheep and for goats. This we're gonna check probably next.
This is super interesting. I now want to know, how did you get the original data set of a camel semen?
There are actually a few steps in terms of getting biomaterial. There are 3 ways to get camel semen. First of all, it's a natural breeding with a special condom. The second one is artificial vagina. And the third one, which is rare, it's electricity. They just like put some wires.
Oh, poor camel.
Yeah, but I haven't seen it. I've been told some of farms used like this one. And for the Biochemical Reproduction Center, it's also, I mean, when they talk about like we use AI to get camel biomaterial. And I was like, wow, artificial intelligence? And Dr. Lulu said, no, artificial vagina. AI we use like a camel for AI, which is artificial insemination. So like, oh my gosh. quite another AI.
Oh my gosh.
Another AI. Yeah.
But you're definitely having a lot of fun with this project. I mean, I'm already having a lot of fun. You definitely have like 100x with that. You are an IT guy. So I know that you previously had a company in the field of IT security and analytics.
Mhm.
How did you end up hugging the camels?
Oh, that's a good one. We actually had like two companies developing safety and security platforms to actually control people behaviors, like counting people, check if they wear helmets, masks, where they go, how many of them. So this kind of computer vision stuff. And it took us a while, almost like 2 years, to actually zoom in from a macro level as a person to a micro level, which is a particular cell. Semen first. Yeah, semen first.
That should be a slogan.
The slogan is like every cell matters, one of them. But yeah, it took a lot of time because the idea was like on how to implement. So in terms of safety, security is clear, but how we can get our skills as a brilliant, and fantastic skills in terms of computer vision and video analytics to apply to a new field. And again, it took more than a year to actually find this field where it can be done, where the whole idea of computer vision technology is just to eliminate routine analysis by doing by humans, either in microscope or on the laptops when they have to sit and actually look at the screen with many cameras there, and it's not possible. It's physically not possible. You will miss something for sure, no matter how many of you. Have you seen these movies?
Yeah.
When the security guys
screens,
are sitting.
yeah.
Yes. We were sitting and watching like this. So it's a nonsense. And the whole idea, we are human being. We are created for something bigger than just sitting and watching the screen or counting how many millions of semen cells in this particular sample. So
what was this journey that led you to this animal reproduction? How did you get
initially,
the idea?
just hundreds of no from investors and clients, because we moved to the UAE with the product which was ready to implement it without a networking, without everything. So it was my initiative.
With the human project. Yeah,
with a human project, yes, for sure. But in terms of safety and security, in a year when the number of clients I got was 0, we were like, okay, it's a startup.
We should do something.
Yeah, it's been a lot of a customer development interviews with logistics, retail, what is that? And oil and gas, where this a routine analysis was the key for something, to get this parameter. So yes, it took a lot of, and we were not pivoting, but looking a way to implement our knowledge, not the model. It was out. And at some point, first we touched the healthcare industry with computational protein modeling, because we had by
AlphaFold.
Yes, exactly. And it was at the end of 2022, exactly when AlphaFold released 200 millions of designed protein, saying, keep it, enjoy, without checking in wet labs, the properties if any of this actually works. So it took 6 months to realize it's not going to be the case. And especially when you design something, you have to prove it works. And in this case, we need to have a wet lab and not just, the technological core that will design. So it's supposed to be a partner, and there is no local partner here for protein actually. What is that? Protein creating physically. And we said okay, it's too complicated. It's too complicated, and we were way away of our initial idea. And then there was a request from a friend of us, and the lady asked to automate semen analysis for IVF in vitro fertilization clinics in Switzerland. The whole equipment set costed for them more than 200,000 euros, and they didn't want to invest money. And we start, okay, maybe there is a case. And we started digging up this problem of fertility. And actually humans were the first whom we evaluated, and we started pitching that this fertility rate or automating this process for humans, for men. It took us 6 months, but the problem, there were two problems, not challenges. We don't have problems in startup world. Yeah, challenges. First of all, we have to have this FDA approval, basically,
But
as a
it's
medical
in
device.
US.
Yes. I even here, in Dubai, the same. They just
well, I mean,
they
the
follow
local FDA.
local certification as a
Yeah,
medical
yeah.
device. Yeah, yes, kind of this. And the second one, the market was, or the market is, it's about like a $200 to $300 million just
really?
for semen analysis yearly, not the whole IVF system. When you just can take biomaterial, assess it, and then use it, and then charge for everything. The whole IVF, it's much bigger. It's $1 billion market, but we took just a small part of. So, and we understood that every 6 men do this semen assessment periodically because of the health issues. And it wasn't too small. We've got so many times from VCs saying the same. The market is small, the barrier is high. Eventually, but it was interesting. And we were so curious. Okay, if not humans, animals, which animals? And again, let's communicate. I've called more than 30 labs or a breeding center saying what do you do for semen assessment? Is that a problem? How was it? It was just high level a customer development. Deep enough, and it looked to me that the tendency was the same. It's a routine analysis which is made by humans, a special a lab, or even doctor embryologist. They're called embryologists. If not, there is a huge capex to automate it, to buy a fancy microscope and laptop and and even for kind of portable solutions a special case with again laptop and a small microscope. It still didn't work out. It looked better than the huge set, but it still costed a lot. And we said we can work on that. Let's dig up. And eventually we find out that for the animal breeding or animal reproduction market, it's quite big, 6 billion. But the point is that semen assessment was the first stage in the whole reproduction cycle. Okay, we need to check female if she's ready to get it, and check semen like FOS.
Yeah.
The concept is the same. I said okay, the market is 20x bigger. There is no FDA approval or kind of certification, so this technical barrier almost eliminated. I was okay, let's see what's going on. Let's see how far we can go with this. Yeah, with this concept, with this idea, with this yeah.
You said that you decided to democratize this process of animal reproduction, the semen assessment, and how different is what you offer from what people use now. So now they have these bulky microscopes and expensive equipment. What's the difference with what you do?
I mean, initially it was a concept of a pocket lab. Of course, you need some basic equipment, some basic microscope to get this proper zoom, which is 100x, to be able to make videos. But the rest will be done in your phone, without any laptops, nothing. It's the past. So the concept was a pocket lab, and we were talking a lot. So initially, simple microscope, you just mount your device, make a video, upload it, get results. Very simple. Phase 2 is to replace this microscope to a special pocket lens, when you just put on top of your camera, put slide inside, and do the same. But it's all it's more like a B2C. For B2B with the lab, we communicate. All of them have a basic microscope. You don't need fancy 100x, nothing special, nothing. Even the whole point was to get this, to make it as universal as possible, to upload any videos quality, or to have a range of videos, because a different smartphones, different camera, and it's that's where we spend a lot of time, to train the model on different data sets quality. But initially it was just a lab device itself. Mobile assisted key semen analysis, that name came actually just 2 weeks back, because it was always KASA, computer assisted semen analysis. Of course, we say like no computer anymore, just mobile or smartphone or like a mobile assisted semen analysis. But this like a fancy equipment does the great job in terms of giving you a million of parameters of the semen. However, you just need to concentration and motility. And we say, okay, this is a key. Sometimes morphology, but it's on the side. We'll develop it, but it's on the side. We say, okay, it's key. So that's actually how this like a naming was created. But from this like a MAKSA app is the key of our bigger vision, which is global fertility map. And this is a platform that will unite and connect all the farmers, because it will be like semen sharing platform, I would say. Like a YouTube. It's like a video sharing platform, but it's
like an animal OnlyFans.
Yes, exactly. Like a Tinder for animals. Kind of this stuff, yeah.
And I think it could be a good idea, yeah. And I can imagine that, like, you know, on social media, someone will post the videos with goats and says, like, this is my ex.
That's a part of the marketing strategy as well.
Oh my God. Well, you're definitely very creative. But you did not finish your story about how you got the original data set to train your model, the camel data set, because we were too distracted by the people in the camel.
No, that's how it started. The same day we got the first experience. I for the first time saw how they get this biomaterial. So it's actually really, they took a female, a lady, camel lady. They invite her to a special place.
Facility.
And sit her down, and then invite there are a few bulls, male camels, and they invite them. Oh, not them, but only one, to come, and they offer
participate. Yeah.
Yes, in this act of life, you know. But at some critical points, they use a special device, which is kind of like a cylinder with a rubber. And they allow a camel to finish his job in this special cylinder, and it's very dangerous. It's a very complex and it's very dangerous part, because camel's weight is about more than 1,300 kg, and any move for embryologist or vet specialist who is down there and just like keeping it, it's painful, first of all, because like a day close. And Azif, who is the main embryologist in Dubai Camel Reproduction Center, he told me a few stories when the arm was broken, his arm was broken, and shoulder, and you know, it's very dangerous. It was like for the first time, so it was a manual process, not the long one, just a few minutes, but the whole preparation takes a lot of time. And then we actually miss this part. So it's a very complex, very hard job. Not a rocket science, but I mean, it takes a lot of energy to get it. Especially for camels.
Quite a quantity. I mean, to train the data, to train the model, you need actually many, I would say, specimens, to have enough data.
I mean, we spent the first year with the Dubai Camel Reproduction Center just to getting the data.
I see. So it was all manual and did not exist before you actually started to develop it.
Yeah. So we've been waiting for biomaterial of different levels. Was there any times they were going to collect for artificial insemination? Sure. So we partnered with them. We even paid for the data. But again, Lulu and Dr. Lulu and Brandon were so kind. They explained us very well what's going on. But yeah, for the first year, we spent the whole year to train the model. We're focusing just on that. Get this, so it was about 100 videos. Yeah. As a raw material, as a data set. And then it was a few steps to train the model properly. So the first year has gone like this, and we came up, it was 23. And this year in November, when the season was back, so the temperature went down, which is a critical factor, for camels. The temperature went down in November. Yeah, we started checking the hypothesis and what's going on, how well it was established. It was continual, the stage one was getting data sets properly, as many as we can. Stage two is basically checking this, not even MVP, but checking the model itself. Yeah, how does it work? It's pilot project for the model. And the first part of the stage one went really bad. The accuracy was between 60 to 85, I would say, is the best case scenario percent. And fortunately, we didn't okay, we said it happened in November and said okay, we need to keep going. And there are a few hypotheses we had, but the season is here, the data is there. So, and we just checked one by one, all the time. And actually came up to the best and the very promising, according to Lulu feedback, results just on February, just exactly a month back on February, and we will again that the day we got the accuracy over 95% for a few, and we kept going for camels. Yeah, it took us a year to get the data and to train the model. Not even just to train, yeah, it's not even to train the model, but to check a hypothesis as well. A lot of them. It's the solution itself. The technological core is quite complex. It's not just okay. We will take something open source, put the data, and halas, everything is done. No. It's all about AI, ML. Guys even for the first time used and developed their own distilled models, which is now a huge. Everybody talks about distilled models right now. When DeepSeek said come on guys, here's and the whole process as a technological core is complex because of this whole pipeline data pipeline management. Which is from a whole video you need to get this tiny a few pixels and track them. So it's quite complex. It seems simple, but it's not.
So I wonder, you're observing this animal semen for a while, and you've been observing before huge groups of people. Are there any similarities between these two? How they maybe move or react or whatever? it's all biology after all.
This fantastic actually question. I would say that semen is quite similar to basically people or human societies. First of all, most of us and semen just move chaotically. That's the first one. That's the first thing. The second one is most of us and most of them doesn't have the goal. It will never reach this goal. That's the second thing. The third, similarities, I would say, it's you need to be able to swim really good to reach your goal. So, yeah.
And you need to be the fastest one.
Yeah. That's for sure. So that's the fastest one. Wins the race. Yeah.
Now I can clearly see that nothing has changed in our life from the time when we were just a sperm cell to when we are adults. Some are still running in circles, not going anywhere.
Yes, exactly. That's the life itself.
This was very philosophical. I loved it. Tell me, we discussed a little bit that many species during the last century died out. So are you planning maybe sometime in the future to use this technology to raise the population of such endangered animals?
Actually, a good question. And we talked about it with Dr. Olaf Olson, who is the director of Fujairah Genetics or Fujairah Learning Center. His mission right now to freeze as many biomaterial as possible. So for the first time, he actually came late because he was looking for a kind of desert cat. He thought he saw this cat, and all his point, what they do right now, they just freeze as many biomaterial samples as possible to be able to clone them. And that same approach for this rare species you mentioned. If there is a chance to freeze to check biomaterial quality and freeze it, super. It can be done and it should be done because there is a DNA, but just one part of DNA it's inside the semen. However, to be able to keep them, we need first of all a male and female. Yeah. That's the first thing. But the impact of the technology is maybe critical, and we are now discussing with Dr. Olaf and Brandon and Fujairah Genetics as well if there is a chance for us to use our cell vision technology to be able to detect kind of broken cells with a broken DNA. So guys would have cells with a normal DNA that could be extracted and used for cloning afterwards. Because now they check this, look, even they don't check this freeze biomaterial, send them to the guys, and there is no chance they can use it for cloning. And they right now they're focusing on pets because other species, other species. First of all, human cloning is not allowed.
Yes.
There is a story about Dr. Huang, which is the king of clones. South Korea. There is even a documentary on Netflix about him. It's called The King of Clones. I recommend you to watch. Very interesting.
I will.
He's now in Abu Dhabi and works on special camels reproduction or cloning. He was the first one.
Camels.
Camels.
So previously he cloned humans and now he clones camels.
He tried to clone humans, and that's why I believe he tried. Or he was so close. So he actually went to jail because of that. So kind of tragedy for him, because he was a god, and he was trying to get back mammoth on the earth. He has his own a lab in Yakutia in Russia, where they had this mammoth a frozen mammoth parts and
cell.
Yes, and they issues, yes, exactly, and they tried to extract, and maybe they kept trying to extract this DNA from there, but it's all about.
Have you read about the woolly mammoth? So a company raised, how much did they raise? I will check because it was an impressive sum. So woolly mammoth. So $100 million they recently raised on some billion valuation with a goal to clone, to revive, so technically clone a woolly mammoth. It's a very recent news. And the thing is that last week they presented the first step towards this goal. They created woolly mice. And they are very, very fluffy. So they transferred some genes into mice, and now they have fur, very thick fur, like mammoth fur.
Oh my gosh.
And also their cells have a different way to process the fat. Yes.
Wow.
So So I mean, mammoths can do the business, and the plan for woolly mammoths is not actually just to make mammoths. Yeah, what they want also a business in tourism. They want to create national parks where people will come and watch the animals. So actually, this is quite a big thing. So who knows?
Sounds like a new Jurassic Park.
Yes, I think that many people have this association.
If you have this chance, would you create a Jurassic Park?
This is an interesting question. It depends. No, I mean, to do that, you need specific conditions. Yeah, you need environment and everything. And in biotech, it's not that simple. I interviewed a biologist who finished the project for her PhD that should be used in the field with plants. So she asked when we will be able to implement that, how soon? And she got a reply. It was happening in the US. They said 30 years. 30 years, yes, because we are too concerned that, maybe they will start spreading or take over the world. So that's why I'm saying it depends.
Yeah.
As a concept, I think it would be super cool. But technically, I think that would die somewhere, in legal structures and all the paperwork. And some people who protect the nature would come and say that it's unethical and that we are destroying the flora and fauna of the place and all of that. So probably would not end well. Would you?
I would wait until a new chapter of Jurassic Park this summer, I believe. And if there is happy end, I would. If there is a happy end there, so I would definitely. But it's kind of interesting. We are far away with our cell vision. We are far away from cloning. Not actually far away. We just communicate with the guys from Fujairah, the brilliant and fantastic guys, and the science is nearby. So I asked them as well. All of his skin, all of his skin, to replicate and to do this, like a arc. What's the name of the hero? Just like an animal arc. Yes, animal arc. You know, like to freeze as many samples species as possible. Yes, Noah's arc. Yes, exactly. Noah's arc. Noah. That Noah's arc. That's his main like a focus. You know, like. I say like what you gonna do with them afterwards? We will find a technology to clone it afterwards. It's brilliant.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. Actually, in Argentina, I know that the market of cloning, specifically cloning horses, is a big business because there was a specific horse that was super fast and now everyone wants a copy.
Yeah, and the point is, it's actually a regular story when the champ cannot produce offspring in a normal way, or like either naturally breeding or artificial insemination, because it's kind of a gene, something, you know, something like with their genes. However, I know in the US, a person is John Thorpe. I met him here, like in Dubai. He said that with his microscopic device, it's possible to treat any and to raise this semen quality for any species. And like I met him a few times, and like he applied like this device on me because it's like it's suitable for humans and for animals.
Did it help?
In terms of mental conditions, yes.
You?
Yeah, like that was another application. It's quite interesting what's going on.
Yeah, that sounds like a silver bullet.
Yeah, exactly.
Or a snake oil, I don't know, but maybe it works. Yeah. So, last question. What would be the best way for people to stay updated on your project?
Thank you. That's the main part. But originally, we have all the social networks available. So it's like Instagram, subscribe, or follow us just on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn page, X. Especially now when it seems that the R&D stage is on a final step, which is like 2 years of developing, led us like to very promising results. And we need we understand we need like more tests. The whole concept of giving anyone ability to check semen quality, to share it, and to get profit, not just offspring, but even like sell this biomaterial worldwide when the quality is confirmed by our app. Something like that nobody has done so far. That's why I say like a semen sharing platform. That's what sounds crazy.
That would go viral. Yeah.
That's the whole point. Perfect. You know, that's the whole point.
Max, that's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria. Like the brilliant questions, fantastic questions. I enjoyed. I felt like so comfortable like to speak to you, to share like so ask me anything about like a camels or another species. It took actually a while when I presented like or pitched like this project here in Dubai. It was like the first year I was just a semen guy, and then I became a camel guy.
You got a promotion.
Yeah, a bit better. So I said, like, whatever, just like, the project, that's good. Thank you, Maria.